In late 2025, the reopening of Khartoum International Airport signaled a landmark shift for Sudan's aviation. Sudan Airways, the national carrier, poised at the center of a fragile resurgence, stands at the threshold of a transformative 2026. The airport, shuttered since April 2023 due to fierce clashes between the Sudanese armed forces and the Rapid Support Forces, is scheduled to recommence operations in October 2025. Officials report that refurbishments, runways, taxiways, terminals, utilities, were 85% complete. This relay of activity is not just about infrastructure, it's deeply political. The reopening aligns with a broader restoration of federal authority in Khartoum, with ministries and state institutions returning from Port Sudan. Sudan Airways staff, relocated to Riyadh during the crisis, are expected to return alongside the reactivated hub. The airline is anticipated to resume its operations from Khartoum, signaling not just logistic revival but a return to sovereignty over national skies. Entering 2026, Sudan Airways will face both opportunities and uphill challenges. In 2025, the airline had already taken tentative steps toward renewal, restoring operations with its Airbus A320-200 fleet. However, operations remain vulnerable. Competing airspace warnings persist, as several countries and the European Union continue to advise operators to avoid Sudan's airspace due to conflict risks and anti-aircraft artillery threats. Assuming relative stability prevails into 2026, the carrier will be crucial in reweaving Sudan's fragmented aviation network. With Khartoum's revival, Sudan Airways can reinitiate domestic routes, resume regional connections, and gradually re-enter corridors previously suspended. Port Sudan has served as the temporary main gateway since 2023, but even there, operations suffered in 2025 when a drone strike on an airport fuel depot halted flights. Tourism and economic sectors stand to gain from restored air links. Before the 2023 conflict, carriers like Saudia, Egyptair, Turkish Airlines, and Qatar Airways maintained multiple routes through Khartoum. As Khartoum International reopens, Sudan Airways could encourage foreign airlines to return, while promoting its own services to capture repatriation travel, business mobility, and the anticipated rebirth of tourism. Sudan's archaeological treasures, diverse landscapes, and cultural richness await renewed international attention. Humanitarian flights, too, will benefit. NGOs have faced logistical constraints, relying on alternate corridors. Restoring a functional hub at Khartoum will streamline aid delivery and bolster responsiveness in crises. Yet, pathways to recovery are fraught. Security remains delicate, future skirmishes or political instability could again disrupt operations. The EU air safety ban on Sudan-based carriers still stands, preventing re-entry to European markets, a guardrail that may linger unless substantial safety benchmarking is undertaken. Operationally, Sudan Airways must contend with fleet limitations, financial strain, and competitive regional carriers. Rebuilding modern infrastructure without long-term investment is unsustainable. A revival strategy may include seeking partnerships, refurbishing aging aircraft, or securing relief-driven subsidies. A glimmer of strategic foresight lies in the long-delayed new Khartoum International Airport, originally slated for completion by 2010 but now indefinitely stalled since 2021. If durable peace and funding converge, the project might be revived in later years, though 2026 remains too soon to expect breakthroughs. If all goes well, Sudan Airways in 2026 could establish resumption of scheduled domestic and regional flights from Khartoum, reconnected cargo and humanitarian corridors, reinvigorated tourism and business travel pipelines, emerging prospects for partnerships or aircraft leasing to bridge capacity gaps. But realization depends on sustained stability, infrastructure upkeep, regulatory reform, and investments buoyed by internal and external actors. The road ahead is laden with volatility, but also a rare opening, a chance for Sudan Airways to end 2026 as a humble emblem of the nation's revival. For a YouTube video of this article, begin with a dramatic montage showing Khartoum Airport's destruction in 2023, followed by glimmers of reconstruction and renewed flights. Narrate the story chronologically. Conflict and closure right pointing arrow reopening efforts right pointing arrow 2025 renovations right pointing arrow 2026 outlook. Use visuals of Sudan Airways aircraft, airport facilities, and maps of regional routes. Include expert voiceover or interviews on aviation recovery, and conclude with narrated hope, Sudan Airways rising again, laying wings for nationwide renewal.